It's great being back with you here today for Prophecy Snapshots. Okay, this is our fifth day looking at the judgment seat of Christ. I mean, the Bible has so much to say about this. You can see it for yourself. Now, today, what I want to do is, again, I want to look at how do we gain rewards. Okay, now this might sound kind of crazy, but one of the ways is by faithfully working at your job. Now, the rest of these we're looking at, not all these speak about crowns, but this one, you will be judged and rewarded for how well you do at your job. Now, we see, Abraham, he raised cattle, and Jacob raised sheep, and Amos raised figs, but God talked about them being men of respect and integrity when it came to their jobs. Now, look with me. Let's go over to Colossians chapter 3, verse 22. It says, now servants, obey in all things. Okay, so when we work at a job, we're to obey. And that's what the Bible teaches. So we're servants. He says, obey as your masters according to the flesh, and not with eye service as non-pleasers, but in singleness of heart, fearing God. So when we're working at our jobs, we should be doing it for the Lord because we fear Him. And whatever you do, do it heartily. Listen, that means your heart should be into it. That means you should be the happiest person at that job. Okay, you should be the light in the midst of darkness. I hate to say this, but some Christians, you're just as miserable or even more miserable than non-believers. He says, as you do that, all of this unto the Lord and not unto men. Okay, let's go over the next verse here. Okay, down to verse 24. He says, knowing that of the Lord, you will receive the reward of the inheritance, for you serve the Lord Christ. So when you're working at your job and you're pouring your heart into it and you have a good testimony, and I see many people that bring people from their jobs and they get saved because they can see there's something different about their life. You're going to be rewarded at the judgment seat of Christ. Now, there's a lot of lazy workers out there. There's some people, they retire from a job and no one even knows they left because it just didn't make a difference. There's many people, they live for Friday. Oh, they can't wait till Friday's coming. And that's just really sad. So you work 5 days for 2 days off. And listen, my motto is, thank God it's Monday. Yeah, and with integrity, I was working with a local company, and the owner of the company doubled his prices for a service because we're in a time of crisis. Oh, that's a shame. That really is. And they will answer before God, and you don't want to do something like that as a Christian, because as a Christian, your chickens will come home to roost. It will come firing back at you at the judgment seat of Christ. God will judge us also according to our motives, not our jobs, but according to the motives of our heart in everything that we do. Look with me over in 1 Corinthians here, chapter 4, verse 5. He said, therefore, judge nothing before the time. Don't judge other people. Until the Lord comes, that's the rapture, who will bring to light all the hidden things of darkness, who will manifest the counsels of the heart. That's the motive of the heart. And then shall every man have praise of God. Listen, the Pharisees, they were good men, but they did it because they wanted people to see them. There's many things we'll do only if somebody's watching, but if nobody's watching, we're not going to do the right thing. So God also is going to reward us if our motives have been right throughout our life. Listen, your eternity is under construction. Your name may not be in the Guinness Book the Guinness Book of Records, but it's in God's records, God's book, and you want to do your best.